Hey guys, what's going on? It's Colin here again, back with another fan video. No, it's been a while, but it just so happened that most of the videos I had stockpiled were engine videos, and I was pretty busy with AP tests and all that. But that's all done. School's pretty much over at this point, so I figured I'd do a fan video. This is my Freshened Aire by Cory box fan on the stand, as you can see. Here's the front badge. It's kind of a cool look to it. And here's the data on the top. There we go. This fan was made in 1960, and I know that because there's a date on the motor here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but that says August 23rd, 1960. And here's some information on the motor too. So there is a back grill. It's over here. I just took it off so I'd be able to show you guys that information better. It's actually really easy to take off. It just sits in with these spring-loaded clips. But yeah, it's a pretty cool fan between the stand and the overall design and the Venturi ring and all that. I really like it, and I use it quite a bit out here in the garage because of that stand. But basically, I found this at a yard sale, which was kind of funny because I was with my dad and I saw the yard sale sign, and he never is one to take me to yard sales. And I said, "Come on, let's go. I'm totally not going to find anything anyways. I just want to see what's there." And he went, "All right, fine." And then I see this thing sitting there. I kind of looked at him, and he gave me this face. I was like, "Fine, I guess." So I went up and I asked them if it was for sale, and they said I could just have it. They didn't even want any money for it. So that was cool. I did take some video of this years ago when I first got it. I was originally going to make a video of on my old channel. I might throw some of that in here if I can find it, but we'll see. But it ran fine. I just basically did a servicing on it, and I've just been kind of just oiling it since then. It's a great fan. It moves a ton of air. The other place I use this a lot is up in the bedroom because so it's like the perfect height to fit at the window in the bedroom. So rather than putting a fan in the window, you sit this right behind it and it works the same way. But yeah, it's all original. Even the cord and the plug and everything, it's up there. You can see it's just like a rubberized plug. It's a 3-speed box fan. It's got cloth wiring going into the motor. You could probably see. Sorry, the lighting in here isn't the greatest. It's kind of interesting with the way this is all put together. I'm not going to go fully into it, but it's like these brackets stay in place, then the bolts come through, and then these sit on the back. But yeah, it's just interesting. The stand is also interesting. These wheels really kind of need to be, well, I wouldn't say the wheels need to be replaced, but they do need to be serviced. Maybe the bolts need to be replaced because they squeal like crazy. And there's just like a lot of like minor surface rust on here, and like the paint on the top isn't, you know, perfect. There's stuff like that, but overall it's in pretty decent shape. This was all completely rusty. You see it's got like this, it looks like brass. I know it's not solid, it's not brass tubing, or I highly doubt it's brass tubing, but maybe it's brass plated or something. I'm not entirely sure. But that was completely rusty. This thing wouldn't move up and down. And the grills are also interesting. They were, you know, this is what it looked like when I got them. Would you see, they have the same kind of brass look to them. They're just super rusty, and I tried really hard to clean them up. I had better results on the front because I actually took it and power washed it with like a 0 or a 15-degree bit, and it actually cleaned up really well. It's not perfect. Like you can kind of see it over here. It's not perfect, but it looks a hell of a lot better than they did when they were like brown with rust. So I might try the same treatment on the back run here at some point, but yeah, you just kind of squeeze these tabs and it slides up and down, so you kind of have to like wiggle each side a little bit. This handle is also interesting because it's not screwed in, so you would think you could lift it and then the handle falls off and you drop the fan, which I may or may not have done. There you go. So I think I might actually drill and put a hole in that and a bolt to hold that on, because that's really annoying. But it makes it really easy for just tipping it forward and rolling it around. So that's cool. But yeah, big heavy metal fan. It works pretty well. So go ahead and stop this here. I don't really think it has that much of a startup sound, but honestly it's been a while since I ran it, so let's start up on high. Yeah, not really. It just got a very slight hum. This fan needed thrust washers like you wouldn't believe. And it's still not perfect, but man, it was it was bad. It's still got a slight sound to it. You could probably hear. It's got like a slight, like almost chirping sound to it. But it moves a lot of air. Yeah, I'll give you the noise on the camera to show that. It's a very nice fan. It's very quiet and moves a lot of air, as it should. Here's medium. That noise kind of goes away on medium, so I'm not entirely sure if that's thrust washers or what, but I've kept these bearings pretty oiled and low. It's got a nice low. Super quiet. Go back up to high. And spin down. Then we'll see if there's any startup on low. The other interesting thing with this fan, now I'm kind of just going off my own experience here, but most box fans in general from this era had a 1/2 inch shaft. This one doesn't. It's either 3/8 or 1/4 inch, I don't remember. But it happens to be the exact same size that they use on new box fans like the Lascos and that stuff. So yes, I did do a blade swap at one point. I put this blade on a Lasco and a Lasco blade on this, and it was pretty funny. But it's just kind of unusual. You can see it's just a very small shaft, which I haven't really seen before in a fan like this. But as you can see, it's got quite a good spin down, which makes sense with those big heavy blades. But go ahead and do a startup on low here, see if it has anything. I really don't think it has much, but here we go. Yeah, not really. Oh well. But yeah, it's got a really nice low and I like it a lot. So it was definitely a good score considering it was free. But what's interesting is I think that just based on the way this thing is built, like I think they pretty much only sold it on a cart or a stand because there's no provisions for a handle. There's 2 holes on the bottom, which is kind of interesting. So maybe they just flipped the whole thing around and put the switch there. I'm not entirely sure, but if anyone has any other information on this thing, leave it in the comments because I'm curious, because I really don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know a lot about the history of Fresh and Aire either. I just know they had those really cool looking industrial kind of fans at one point. But yeah, anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to hopefully get to some more fan content soon. In the meantime, if you like what you see, hit the little like and subscribe buttons. We're nearing 100 subscribers at this point. We still got a little ways to go, but I'm getting there. So I'd appreciate that. And like I said, if you have any information or just any general comments, feel free to leave one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.